Hi guys, Bolt here once again with another Steel Division Normandy 44 battle group review. This time we will be looking at the SS-Panzer division. We're gonna quickly jump into it. This will be shorter than my previous battle group review, so yeah, keep that in mind. So right off the bat we have some Spa-Truppen or Speertruppen in the half tracks, the 251s with the two machine guns, one in the front, one in the back. I think both of them can fire at the same time at infantry. I'm not quite sure, I might have to check that out. But yeah, really nice vehicles to quickly stun enemy infantry with their 600 meters range, 7.92 millimeters. We went for the L.COL in the SPW222s with the nice 20 millimeter autocannon that can also do a lot of stunning damage and can take out enemy armored vehicles with its 4 AP. And the main difference between these two units is the strength of them. So the L.COL only have 2 men in their squads, and the Spa-Truppen have 4 guys. So you need to watch that. To top it off, we have a vehicle recon, the SPW231 with its beautiful 20mm gun as well, 4 AP on that with 6 accuracy, 800 meters range on it, and 600 meters range with its 7.92. Good for beginning attacks, but since I do have it in Phase C, it won't really do any good in Phase A since I cannot use it in Phase A. But if you're doing like an armored push, which is the main goal of an SS-Panzer division, this guy, together with all of your tanks, should be able to spot everything and kill it. In the infantry tab, a lot of infantry you can choose out of. A lot of infantry also has AT guns with them. They have the 149mm heat rockets that you can use, which is really nice. But we've started with the Panzergrenadier Führer, the leader unit, which boosts morale and like resilience and makes units not surrender, act normally behind enemy lines and such. So really important units. And to help as a line infantry, we have 8 Panzergrenadiers, regular veterancy, since you cannot really go with anything veteraned up in Phase A. I've put them all in half tracks. You can also go with the Opel Blitzes, which is, well, the only difference is they are faster, pretty much. So the Opel Blitz move at 88 kilometers per hour on road, and the 251s move at 70 kilometers on road, but they're faster off-road and obviously have those machine guns. So I went for the mechanized / armored build, and I went for the machine guns. Over here, in Phase A, I do have the Opel Blitzes in, or Panzergrenadiers and Opel Blitzes, but I will probably change that as well. Let's actually do that. Can we do that right now? No, we cannot do that, so that's okay. That's why I went for the Opel Blitz. So in Phase B, again, the Panzergrenadier Führers in the 251 3s with the 7.92 millimeter machine gun. This one came in the Kubel. We have 4 more Panzergrenadiers in the Opel Blitzes, 5 Sturm Pioneers in the 251s, so flamethrower infantry, really nice to have if you're having a city fight or if you're having a forest fight. They just make enemies surrender really quickly. And also in Phase B we have the MG42s as a support infantry, and they also come in 251, so lots and lots of half tracks. But now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I could get these guys in the Opel Blitzes, since otherwise I will just have too many half tracks and yeah, they'll just not be good. But we cannot do it, so half tracks for everyone. In the tank tab, we start with the Firefly, which was recently nerfed a little bit, which is quite nice. It had a way better gun and way more armor, so this is quite a nice change. The Germans captured a lot of allied tanks and used it against them, including Shermans, I think. And this one is a really nice looking tank as well. Huge gun, 76.2 millimeters, 16 AP on that. Definitely use this in Phase A to scare off the enemy tank column. As you can see, you have a lot of tanks to choose out of, but I went in Phase B, I went for the Panzer IV Js. I kind of went for quantity over quality. You only get one of these experienced ones in Phase B. I could have gone or could have went for the Panzer IV-H. The only difference between the Panzer IV-J and the Panzer IV-H is that side armor, which is 4 at the Panzer IV-H and only 3 at the Panzer IV-J. But I usually don't just rush my tanks towards the enemies without any cover from the flanks, so I don't think it's worth the extra 10 points. They are a little bit more experienced, but 5 of these guys will do better than 3 of these, I'm sure. In Phase B, we also have 4 Panther Ds, and I don't think you need more than that. 17 AP value on these big boys and 13 armor value, and these are absolute beasts. Look at how beautiful the German tank is. The Germans really knew their stuff in World War II. They were like highly advanced when it came to tanks. Like in later, in like 40, 44, 45, the Allies really had their own really good tanks, but yeah, they kind of ruled the skies in the beginning, or the ground. But let's continue. In Phase C, you have a lot of tanks so you can choose out of again. The Panzer IV-H, the BEF Panther, the BEF Panther, which has a really good gun and good front armor as well. Pretty much the same as the Panther D, but with one more front armor. But I went for the Panther Gs. Same stats, I think. Yeah, pretty much exact same stats, but the Panther G has one more accuracy. And in terms of armor, it has one more side armor for the same amount of points. So there's absolutely no reason to go for the BEF Panther unless you want to have a police unit with your tanks. Now it might actually be a good idea to go for that. So I'm gonna delete one card of these and get the BEF Panther for the extra morale boost and such on the battlefield. If I just have these guys in a armored column or armored group, it'll pretty much kill everything. In a support tab, lots of supplies, 6 supply trucks, 2 in Phase A, 4 in Phase B. We also have the Grnvld. There you go, another tank that has been captured from the Allies. A good, I think it's a British tank, I think. 13 HE value, 1200 meters range, good for like stun locking enemy infantry out on the open, or if you can get a nice shot on enemy artillery or AT, this is the unit to do that with. And to help out the infantry in like forests and whatnot, we have the Flammen PF something, the 251-16 with a huge amount of guns on the top. The infantry is not yet or it's not yet modeled into it, but that'll probably happen soon. 2 flamethrower things on the side and 2 7.92 millimeter machine guns, which is really cool. The MG42s, yeah, the Flammenwerfers are these guys are good. They will kill everything. You can go with other stuff, by the way. You can go with the SPW232, but I think I have enough things that can kill armor with. Depends on your playstyle, I guess. I like my armored, I like my tank tabs, but if you're more of the infantry player, I would probably go for more of these 250s to support infantry with. But yeah, let's go over to the anti-tank tab. 4 Panzerschreck, and you might wonder why I have Panzerschreck and not... I'm actually wondering the same thing. Why do I have Panzerschreck instead of Pak 38s in the beginning? Well, you have a Firefly and all of your infantry with AT. But now that I think of it, it's always good to have some good AT in the beginning. So I'm going to go with some Pak 38s to 50 mils and just leave the Panzerschreck out of it because most of my stuff already has AT. Now the Panzerschreck does have 50 meters more range compared to the regular infantry. But I don't think that's going to make that huge of a difference. In Phase B, we have 2 Pak 40s, the 75 mils. And you can also go with Jagdpanzers, which has 14 armor. But I think the Pak 40 has a better rate of fire, that's 1. And has 1 more AP value, 1 higher AP value compared to the Jagdpanzer 4. So... yeah, I usually go for AT guns instead of AT tanks because tank destroyers or anything anti-tank related can be taken out easily with anti-tank guns. So it kind of depends on how you play it. I usually keep these guys mobile and don't lose a lot of them in a game. But yeah, you'll just have to play around with it, I guess, and adjust the deck to whatever your playstyle is. And in Phase C, I went with 3 more Pak 40s to 75 mils, exact same stats, but you get 1 more in Phase C. So that should be plenty of anti-tank. Yeah, that should do. In the anti-air, lots and lots of anti-air. I'm going to start off with the 251-17, which has a 20 millimeter in the, on top of it. Nice accuracy, 4 accuracy, it's not the best. 800 meters range, which isn't great either. You could go for the Flak 38s, but I went ahead and went for mobile AA in the beginning instead of the Flak 38, since they have the exact same stats pretty much. Like the 251 and the Flak 38 have the exact same HE value, exact same range, rate of fire and accuracy. So I just went ahead and went with the mobile version. In Phase B though, we went for the Flak 36s, the 76mm AA guns. It looks like an AT gun, but it will be able to fire. I guarantee it will be able to fire at planes, don't you worry. And I also went with whirlwinds. And You could go with 5 Flak 38s to 20 mils in Phase B, but I personally went for the Flak 36s because it has a higher caliber or larger caliber gun. It does have 1 less accuracy, but it has more range. So you'll be able to stun planes before they drop their payload if you top it off with the Wind that we also have in Phase B with the 800 and 600 millimeter range on airplanes, 4 accuracy on that 20 mil and 30 or 12 HE value. So yeah, these two together, like if you actually want to stun planes before they drop their stuff, you will definitely need to buy all of these in order to do that quickly. Phase C is where the AA really shines. You get the Flak 41s, the 88 millimeter, like the beast of an AT gun and AA gun that the Germans have. These pretty much 2 shots of these will make a plane retreat. So if you have one of these guys shooting at a plane, the other ones will definitely not have a problem taking it out. And 2 of these, your units are safe from any bombing runs. Really good air tab in my opinion, but it kind of depends again on what your playstyle is. You could swap out the Wirbelwinds with more mobile wagons, or the Flak 36 with more Wirbelwinds, etc, etc. But yeah, I like this selection. The artillery tab, lots and lots of artillery. In Phase A we have a mobile mortar piece, the 80 millimeter, which can fire at 1200 meters range, so really nice mortar. It can also fire smoke, designated by this little icon over here. In Phase B we have the Panzerwerfer, nice rocket firing unit, which has how many rockets does this thing have again? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rockets, I bet. I thought it was 20. I'm not quite sure. It might be like different stages or whatnot, or I don't know. I thought it was 20, but yeah, we have the Panzerwerfer over here in Phase B. You can get 3 of these if you want to. In Phase B we also have the Wespe, which is a high explosive artillery. Does not fire, or is not able to fire smoke, but does a lot of HE damage and 24 meters range. It's definitely something you want to whip out on the battlefield if you want to do like a push or something. You can get the Wurfrahmen or Wurfrahmen in Phase C, which fires the huge 280 millimeter rockets. I might actually try it out. Like, I'm debating if I should just delete the Hummel, just keep the Wespe in here and get 1 card of these Wurfrahmen, or whatever, however you pronounce it, and just try this unit out. But I have a feeling the Hummel, well, it does more HE damage. So I'm gonna keep the Hummel in there. But if you really want some rockets to play around with, you can go for this nice looking half track. In Phase C, to top it off, we have a artillery observer, which designates the field battery from off map. By the way, it's a 173 millimeter battery you can unleash on the enemy, which does a huge amount of stunning damage and pretty much kills whatever it directly fires at. Besides like tanks and such. So yeah, you have a lot of artillery to choose out of. I just went with 1 off map, and the rest is like to stun the enemy, to smoke my advance, and to kill like enemy AT and AA. Speaking of planes, in the air tab we don't really have a lot of planes, since you only have 3 slots you can put them in, and I went for 4 fighters, the 109s, the G6 R6 variants of those, and you could go for experience, really highly experienced planes, but I went for quantity instead of quality in this case. And 4 of them should keep me covered. 3 is a little bit on the low side, especially if the enemy is using like an airborne deck or something. And the only bombers we got is the Ju-88s, which drops over 500 kilograms of bombs. Really, really good unit. It pretty much kills, I think it like carpet bombs, kind of. But how many bombs does it drop actually? Actually, no, it only drops 2 500 kilogram bombs, but you could also go with 109s that drop only 1 500 kilogram bombs. You could go with rocket planes if you want to, but I basically went for the bombers, and for anti-tank, I'm just relying on my anti-tank guns and my tanks themselves. And yeah, wow, that was already it. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about my way of building a deck. This one is definitely one of my favorites, I would say, because of its variety in units. Like, even my AA can fire at tanks with their 15 AP, which I have done in the past. But yeah, that was it for this one, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I will see you guys back in the next video. Take care.